That's right. I'm here. It has started. We are officially doing whatever the hell this is. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? I'm going to assume by your silent responses that you can. Fantastic. Well, listen, this is Richard Spade, right here, Junior, doing his very first virtual panel, whatever the hell this is, whatever the hell the new normal is, because this really is our new normal. This is so freaking bizarre, but I hope you guys are hanging in there and finding it somewhat tolerable, for this whole experience. I know I am. I came here. I brought just a little background info. I had to actually had to leave the house to come to do this panel because I don't have enough internet power in my home, and to pull one of these things off, I have what we like to call the shittiest internet in all of Los Angeles. Me and my neighbors, all of us with kids who are trying to learn online nonstop. I don't know if any of you guys are having that problem, but I have 3 kids. My 3 kids are now at home doing school, as all kids are. Their teacher is just great. Big fan of his. Love him. It's me. And I think my biggest assignment every day is being in charge of the IT failures of the internet and trying to get the kids back onto their classes. It's a pain in the keister. So, I'm at my office. I'm at KOC HQ, which is why you can see, whoops, wrong side, right there. That's a drawing of Robin Rich. That's on the screen of the Golden Tee machine that we used in Kings of Con. Because rather than rent a Golden Tee machine, we bought a Golden Tee machine, and it's here in our office. And then over here, right there, hold on, adjusting to pointing in reverse, right there. This is a blanket given to me by Trish and Frida. That's the wrong way. Trish, right there. Trish is the head of the makeup department for Supernatural, and Frida, who is the second person in charge of the makeup department in Supernatural, both of whom are good friends of mine. And they stole my camera back when I was actually acting on the show. This goes back to Gabriel's last run, so I don't know. Was that season 13? And they took my camera, and they took a bunch of photos that I discovered when I got the camera back. And this is one of the photos they took was both of themselves looking down at the camera, and the sky was completely white behind them. So it became this amazing, just solid white background of just Trish and Frida's face staring down at the viewer. And it's my favorite photo of all time, and I'm including photos of my children. This is my favorite. And I then turned it into posters that I sent to them. I turned it into mugs that I sent to them, shot glasses, notepads, hats. And every time I would come up, I'd bring a different piece of Trish and Frida swag. I really think it's the brand that we're going to go with, Trish and Frida. And it's going to be lights out. It's going to be a big deal. Anyway, that's our brand. That's our logo. And they, in return for all the swag I got them, they got me a blanket made of that photo. And they got me a blanket, and they presented it to me on stage. Well, they weren't there. They gave it to Jensen Ackles to bring to a convention, and he gave it to me live and on the stage. And it was a moment. It surprised the crap out of me. Anytime Jared and Jensen keep you on stage, don't let you leave stage and say, hold on, we have something for you. Be afraid. Be very afraid. I certainly was. But what I got was this blanket. So it's covering a big black monitor that's just like a big monolith of darkness, and it was not attractive behind me. So I put Trish and Frida up on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, Trish and Frida. Rob and Rich and Trish and Frida. And Golden Tea. And Bullet with Steve McQueen. All right, listen. I don't exactly know how this all works in terms of taking questions, but I think I can take questions. I think I can do that kind of thing. So, all right. When I'm getting texts from creation people also with information on questions, because it's kind of hard to follow the questions on the side screen here because they go quickly. I know a lot of the musicians in the group have done these stages before. Jason Mans, Billy Moran, Brianna Buckmaster, Rob Benedict, the entire Loudon Swain ensemble, Stephen Norton, Michael Borja, but I never have. So this is a first, and I'm not even doing a musical thing. It's just me talking. So one of the text questions I got, somebody asked about the podcast. Do you guys know that Rob Benedict and I started doing a podcast? Raise your hand. Oh, cool. A lot of you. A couple in the back seem out to lunch, but the rest of you know that Rob Benedict and I started doing a podcast. It is available on something called Anchor. It's also available on iTunes, which is the easiest place to get it probably. It is called And My Guest is Richard Speight. It is a podcast born out of the need for two guys who are itching to do something fun and entertaining, but hamstrung by the virus and the orders of the day. This is what we came up with. It's our way of sort of catching up with each other, catching up with the situation, bantering back and forth and having fun while also keeping connected with the outside world. And so it's become really, really fun. We have done 4 episodes. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope you guys who know about it enjoy it. I hope you guys who don't know about it will now know about it and go find it and enjoy it. Because it's awesome. It's really, really fun. And it's basically Rob Benedict. We both record it separately. I'm in my house. He's at his house. We're talking at the same time, but we're recording separate tracks. I send him the track, and then Rob marries the tracks together and then lays in all these cool sound effects and songs and stuff that he does. And he's the engineer of the whole thing. And it's really, really funny. Some of my favorite parts are when I go back and listen to whatever song Rob put in as the bumper for that bit, like, Robin Rich's entertainment suggestion box or whatever the hell. We're making it up on the fly, so I can't remember anything we say. But we say stuff, and they're like, "Oh, there should be a musical hit here. Rob, make a musical hit." And then, sure enough, when he goes back to edit it, he puts in a musical hit, and it's hilarious. So somebody asked how long we're going to keep doing that podcast. Our intent is to keep doing it as long as possible. We're having a good time with it. We're definitely doing it all the way through quarantine, which is, we don't know, right? Do we? But it'll be a while. We're all going to be in this for a while. So we'll be doing it for a long time in that regard. And then probably if we get our sea legs and we're digging what we're doing, we'll probably keep going after the quarantine because it's really fun. And now that we're getting the technical side of it down and getting comfortable with it, we will probably keep it going because it's fun for us and hopefully fun for you. And if you don't know about it, again, check it out. It is called And My Guest is Richard Speight. And it is on iTunes, Arrow, or wherever you find your quality podcasts. All right, next question. Let's see. Oh, I'm supposed to say the screen. Okay, I'm supposed to say the screen name of the person who asked the question. I just got yelled at. That text, man. Brittany has clearly been drinking. That question was from Loudon Swain fan, which really could be anybody because everybody's a Loudon Swain fan. Let's see. By the way, you guys want a quick... somebody asked if we're going to do a music tour in the UK. I hope so. I don't know if you guys know this. I started a band. We released a record. The band is called Dick Jr. and the Volunteers. We released a record called The Dance and How to Do It. And I think I don't have any of the CDs in here because they're all at my house. Well, that blows. Did a band. The album's called The Dance and How to Do It. Dick Jr. and the Volunteers. Available on iTunes. Available on Amazon. available on Spotify. It's just available, and it's fun. Jason Mann's produced it. It's got a lot of the usual suspects that you know and love if you are a fan of the music created by this family. It's got Coop on the bass. It's got Humphreys on the drums. It's got newcomer Zachary Ross on guitar, who's a freaking phenom. Got Billy Moran on guitar. Got Emma Fitzpatrick on vocals, and she also co-wrote one of the songs. It's great, whole fun musical effort. Rob Benedict wrote a song and sings on the song that he wrote. So it's been a blast, and I want you guys to check it out if you haven't. So, will we ever play in the UK? Man, that is what we are hoping to play in the UK. You know, this Monday, we were going to be doing a show in Nashville. This was the convention in Nashville, which is my hometown, and we were going to be doing a concert on Monday at a place called the Exit Inn. It was originally going to be at the Basement East. The Basement East, a fantastic music venue. And a tornado came through town, through Nashville, and gutted that place. And I'm so sorry about that, and I hope those folks are able to rebuild and everybody's able to get back on their feet. But no sooner did that tornado, destroy that place, and suddenly we had a virus destroy everything else. So after Basement East, we were going to move the show over to the Exit Inn. Exit Inn is a bar that I've been going to since I was able to go to bars. It's where you go see bands play, and I went to see everybody that I was a big fan of back in my youth, including Walk the West. And Walk the West is the band that originally wrote and recorded Living at Night, which I cover on my record. So I saw them there in the 80s twice. Anyway, it's a great venue, and I'm sorry we didn't get to play a show there, but I'm hoping that we will get to play a show there. So I want to play the UK. I want to play Nashville. I want to play Atlanta. I want to play New York. I want to play. I want the band to get out and play some shows. So I'm hoping that we get to do that. Man, I can't see. I feel like I should have. It's dark in here. Is it too dark? There's no real way to get any more light. If I went out there, see, I got other office mates who are in the other area. So I can't go out there. You guys can see me, right, Tim? I mean, Anyway, I have a bootleg of a band playing at a band called the King Snakes. They were called the King Snakes. Then they released one album as the Snakes, and they played New Year's Eve 1990, and I gave the sound guy a cassette tape. Two things just stunned half this crowd: 1990 and cassette tape. But I was alive in 90. I was a college student, and I gave a cassette tape to the sound guy, and he gave me my one and only soundboard bootleg of any band, and it's of the Snakes playing New Year's Eve. And to this day, every New Year's Eve at midnight, I play their blues instrumental version of Auld Lang Syne at midnight to usher in the new year. There you go. And the Snakes. If you can find the Snakes, what's my son calling me in the middle of my panel? It's like news in the outside world on the podcast, only via telephone. If you can find the CD of the Snakes, it's phenomenal. Hold on a second. Just give me a second. Hey, Fletch, I'm doing a panel. What's up? I can't. No, you can't. I gotta go. You gotta try Mom, because I'm live doing a panel right now. People are staring at me on the phone, wondering why I'm on the phone. So just call the home phone. Bye. Love you, buddy. Bye. It's Fletch. Okay. Yeah, it's Fletch. Let's see. What was I saying? Oh, the Snakes. I'm going to show you this because I think it's worth. Okay, I'll show you in interest of showing you what I'm listening to right now. Here's what I just purchased. I just purchased that Emma Fitzpatrick's record. Oh boy, is she talented! If you don't have Emma Fitzpatrick, she sings with me on Jackson and Living at Night on the album. She's one of the original Dick Jr. and the Volunteers. She's one of the original Volunteers. She also co-wrote a song for that album called Going Straight, and that song we wrote with Zach Ross and myself, and that song ended up on an episode of Supernatural. So get her record. But in the meantime, I'm going to pull this up because I think it helps as a reference. Let's see. Stop. I'm going to see if you can see this cover. I think it helps to see the cover. So there you go. If you ever see the Snakes, that's the Snakes album cover. And it's phenomenal. Phenomenal band. Anyway, go back to my questions here. All right. What was Val F says? What was your reaction when you first got the script for Mystery Spot? Well, that was 1974, Val. I don't remember. Listen. Anytime I got a script for Supernatural, I was stoked because it meant I was on the I was going back to the show. And I think doing the show, especially then before I was heavily involved in the convention circuit, it was just such a treat, such a great group of people, and such a great and unique character that, whether it be the first time I did the show or any time thereafter, every time I got an opportunity to do it, was great because it's just unlike any kind of guest spot you get in television. In television, you get, I'm the creepy bad guy, or I'm the, hamstrung father whose wife was murdered in this episode of some creepy cop show, whatever. Point is, you don't get guest star roles like this. This guest star role of the Trickster and became Gabriel and then Loki, unlike anything else. So anytime I got an opportunity to play the character, I was super excited. Still love being involved with the show. The fact that I get to direct it, icing on the cake. Somebody, Martina Spring, says, I love your directing style. Any new projects? Thank you. And no, the industry is shut down. But what I did do, I still have one episode of Supernatural that has yet to air, that I have shot. And I have 2 episodes of Lucifer that I have directed, but that have not been released. So you have Dick Jr. directing opportunities for viewing coming up whenever the hell those things come out. Probably the fall. I mean, I'm not sure what's going to happen with the rest of these shows finishing up, but whenever production gets back in gear and people can finish their shows, you'll get to see me behind the camera for Lucifer twice and for one more Supernatural. I will have directed 4 Supernaturals in season 15, which is amazing. It's just been an amazing journey, amazing experience. What can I say? I have stuff here that's like from Supernatural. I'll give you a little tour of the crap on my desk. Fun? You can't tell me you don't want to see it because I can't hear you. Here's one. See if anybody recognizes what this bad boy's from. Huh? Anybody? No? Nobody recognizes it? Ernest Goes to Camp. This was the wrap present from Ernest Goes to Camp, which is why it says Ernest Goes to Camp on the back. Still have that. Anybody watch the show Supernatural? Supernatural, there was an episode, I think it's called Optimism, and Jensen and Alcal go to a diner to do some research on a suspect, and there's a lot of roosters in the diner, a lot of images of roosters on the wall and statues of roosters around, a lot of kitschy rooster stuff. And that's because Jerry Wannick is hilarious. Thought it'd be funny to lean in, because there's some roosters in the joint when we went to scout the location, and we're like, oh, we should keep the roosters. That's fun. So we did. We kept the roosters, added a ton more roosters, and then named for the show, the episode, named it Dick's Red Rooster Diner, and I got to keep one of the mugs, Dick's Red Rooster Diner. One of the perks of being Dick is you get to keep the swag with your name on it. Let's see what else I got here. This is old school. I mean, this is old. This is from Nashville, Tennessee, back when Opryland wasn't a giant hotel and mall, but when it was a theme park. Somebody gave me this. This is what you used to get served a soda in when you went to Opryland, a boot. I don't think that's from my actual youth. I think somebody gave it to me years later. There you go. This is a pencil cup made by Fletcher when he was in preschool. There you go. Let's see what else we got. This I bought at this pub back when I was doing Band of Brothers. It was near, the Albert was near where we lived during that shoot. And so I have that. And along with that, I bought from the 101st Airborne store before I made Band of Brothers my own Easy Company mug. I know you're thinking to yourself, Rich has a lot of mugs. You're right, I do. It's kind of time to clean things out. Anyway, there it is. Easy Company. 506. Sherman Eagle. There's that one. Let's see what else I got here. This is old. This is not mine. My buddies, and I stole it because I thought it was so cool. Skywalker Sound. Skywalker Sound, the old Industrial Light and Magic up in Northern California, where George Lucas does all his stuff, which is now, more Oscars come out of that place than any other joint. And it's where we did sound for North Beach, and where I did sound for America 101. But that's from the North Beach days. And there's my North Beach poster. See, I got a North Beach poster up on the wall. North Beach, right there. The movie, first movie I ever directed. I'm in it. Let's see. That's me right there, rock star. And there's Jim Hanna, who played Dr. Goldfarb in Kings of Con. There's the machete. That's how I met her, J.C. Hayes. And then, there you go. There it is, North Beach. Poster here in my room. Let's see, what else? Oh, well, some swag made by some of you fine folks, Kings of Con. And Kings of Con. These are my travel mugs. See, I have a veritable plethora of mugs. I like fluids. And then here is a photo. This is the real guy, Skip Muck. This is the guy I played in Band of Brothers. See that? Sergeant Skip Muck. I keep him on my desk to keep me in balance, to remind me what really matters in life. You get bogged down by the crap, and then you take a look at a young man who volunteered for the military during one of America's most tumultuous times and died in the service of his country. It kind of makes all of your problems seem like piddly bullshit. So if anybody out there is a member of the armed services, thank you. If you were a member, if you are a member, if you're going to be a member, if you are related to a member, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you to anybody you are related to who's also doing the same, or anybody you're friends with who's doing the same. It is a hero's calling. And, if you are involved in the medical field, and if you are involved in whether you're a doctor, scientist, working in a lab, or cleaning up floors in the hospital, I don't care. You're doing the Lord's work. I really, really appreciate everything you're doing. It's awesome. You're helping this country stay safe and battle this invisible enemy. If you're delivering anything in the world, food, gear, supplies, pizzas, it doesn't matter. You're out and about working. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. I really appreciate it. If you're in the Postal Service, and hey guys, buy stamps, let's support the Postal Service. The Postal Service was there way before UPS was around, way before FedEx is around. The Postal Service has been doing what they've been doing, and let's not let them fold under this great weight. So do what you can to support those folks. I know times are tight, money's tight, so, use their services for what you need their services for, and that will actually suffice. Buy stamps, mail a letter, write to your grandma, do some things. Instead of an email, write a couple of letters. First of all, it'll be really fun for people to get stuff in the mail during these weird times. Secondly, you get to drop a few cents in the coffers of the United States Postal Service. But if you're UPS, you're FedEx, you're any outsourced delivery company, thank you. If you're doing anything out there, grocery clerks, truck drivers, stocking shelves, anything. I say it a lot, but I mean it. I really appreciate it because your work is valuable. Okay, now I should go back to an actual question. Brittany, really slowing down on the questions. Okay. Okay, Deafing Normalcy asks, any advice for a first-timer planning a trip to Nashville once all this pandemic stuff is over with? Yes, I do have advice. I'd go to Hatch Showprint, which is a legendary print shop, does wood-carved printings of concert posters and advertisements, and has been around forever, since the 1800s, and is now based in the lobby of the Country Music Hall of Fame. It's such a cool place, making unbelievable art. You can buy a bunch of stuff from them. And, in fact, they did the album art for Dick Jr. and the Volunteers' first record. But they are phenomenal. It's Americana art. Once you go in and see it, you're going to realize, oh my gosh, I've seen that forever. Well, go check it out. See them doing it in real time, in real life. And go to Acme Feed and Seed, which is on Broadway, at the corner of Broadway and 2nd Avenue, right near Riverfront Park. When I was a kid, it actually was a Feed and Seed, and now it's a 3-level bar with all kinds of memorabilia and Americana art in it. A lot of old souvenirs from old recording studios are in there, and it's a really, really cool place. You grab a beer, walk around, and look at all the stuff, and then go to the top and look at the view of downtown and the stadium. And it's great. All up and down Broadway. Go to Tootsie's Orchid Lounge, Robert's Western World, The Stage, all great bars. Tootsie's Orchid Lounge is legendary, and it's right near the Ryman. It's where people who were performing at the Ryman would sneak out the back door of the Ryman and go over to Tootsie's and get hosed and go back and perform. And then go back to Tootsie's and play again on that stage after the Ryman was over, after the Grand Ole Opry was over. So that's a great thing to check out. And my personal favorite restaurant, I go to Charcoal Cowboy's barbecue restaurant because that's my brother-in-law's place. And I'd go to Jimmy Kelly's. It's a steakhouse that is my favorite place in Nashville. It's Nashville's oldest restaurant. It's in a house, and it just does a damn good martini and a damn good steak. So Jimmy Kelly's. There you go. And then go check out some bluegrass at the Station Inn. You don't think you like bluegrass, maybe? Maybe you're like, I don't like bluegrass. Go see bluegrass live. You'll like bluegrass. Those players are amazing. Anyway, there's some Nashville tips for you. All right, so I'm going back to the thing here. Let's see. Well, this is a weird one. Well, it's from Krista. Hey, Rich, my German friend asked me to show us your socks. Oh, you want to see my socks? Oh, well, that's weird. Glad I wore socks. All right, I'll show you my socks. I gotta hike up my pants. They're not that great. They're just navy blue socks. But they got a little star pattern in there. You probably can't see because of the lighting's not that great in here. Let's see, I'll do a little flashlight on my sock. That way you can really, really get the full experience. Let's see. Ta-da! Light on Rich's sock. You see is there sparkles or the showing up? I don't know. Anyway, there's my sock. Krista, have another pint. All right, hold on a sec. Let's see. What's your favorite thing about directing Lucifer? From James Winchester. That's so funny, James. Winchester is the last name of the characters on the show Supernatural. That's crazy. Yeah, my favorite thing about directing Lucifer, there's a lot to love about that show. It's a great group of people. I got lucky that in the show I got to direct after Supernatural being my first network series to direct, I got lucky that that Lucifer was number 2, because Lucifer is such a great group of people. Such a fun crew, such a talented crew, and then, of course, headed up by a cast that's just so fun. I mean, that show does a great job of balancing the drama and the humor. Does such a masterful job doing that. I mean, there's some people in there, Kevin Alejandro. I think Kevin Alejandro is funnier than Kevin Alejandro thinks Kevin is. I think he's hilarious. And every time he does a take, I just burst out laughing. And at a certain point, I think he thinks I'm jerking his chain. Because it's like, dude, it's not that funny. But it is. He's so subtle. He's so good. Tom Ellis, obviously, phenomenal to work with. And Lauren German is just a crack up, man. I mean, she is just a laugh riot. It's, Rachel Harris. Everybody's great. They're all super funny, super nice people. It's a collaborative show. They're all, DB's great, Amy's great. I mean, they all have just been so welcoming to me. Leslie Ann, they like to give me a hard time, but at the same time, welcome me into the family and listen to my ideas and let me be a part of the collaborative process. I just love it so much. And, Ildy and Joe, who are the showrunners of that show, continue to be so creative and gracious and welcoming to new faces and talent on that show. It's just been a great experience. I've now directed 3 episodes of that show, and I love it. I love it. I've loved every second of that experience.